I've got the camera rolling today, so let's just do a quick update on my latest journal for no reason. This is the one made from the drop papers, and then I've just started putting all of my desk scraps into it. And I've done quite a bit of work on it off camera, but it was just more gluing of stuff. You don't need to see that, really. I was just gluing stuff down. I think the last video was, I probably added some paint. I think that was it. I don't remember. But I glued some more stuff, and I've got all my fold-outs folded out because they were drying, so that's what that's about. Let's just do a quick flip through, and then I'll talk about what comes next, and I will start filming that shortly. Okay, here we go. I had actually took a break from this, and I had done a couple of projects which resulted in a few more scraps. I did the creative conversation with Barb Owen, the live show. That was on Friday the 13th. We did a project while we chatted, and there was some painting and collaging going on, so I had pulled some things out of my stash to use, and then, of course I didn't use everything, so instead of putting those things away, I ripped them out and put them in here. Woohoo! I love that. So there are just a few, I found a few, it's a sheet of labels that I had just, ended up being sort of a piece of drop paper. So I put those in. Those were some more torn pieces. And let's just do like this. I can't fit the whole thing in really. That was a napkin that I had pulled out and didn't use. And I don't think I did much over here. Just added some more paper scraps. This is a piece of painted paper scrap that I put in. And I am just really loving the way that this is evolving. The pages, the more you collage stuff on them, the heavier, the more substantial they get, the more sturdy they get. And in the beginning I was worried that I was going to need to reinforce my binding because it's just a simple straight stitch, and the stitches are pretty far apart, and I fully expected to have a lot of pulling out, which is why I did some tape reinforcing. But so far it's holding together great. The more glue and gunk that gets up in the binding, it kind of helps to hold things together. So I'm not having an issue with stuff falling apart, at least yet. It's always possible, and that's okay. But this is really shaping up well. And I think my next step is going to be getting into that sack of little parts and pieces that I showed you in the beginning. And yes, I've added a few more things to it over the past week or so. So I'll do that, and those I will probably put in with a little bit more intention. Because right now this has been basically just totally stick it wherever. It, doesn't have to make sense. But some of the things in that sack are not so much, there is some, painted, scrappy, trashy things, but there's also some actual ephemera pieces, some die cuts, some, I'm seeing cigar bands and stickers. I don't remember what all else is there in there, but things that can give our pages just a little bit of structure. I don't want them to have too much because they're really fun, just like they are. And I have used several different glues in here. You know me, the right glue for the job is the one closest to your hand. So I've used a lot of diluted Elmer's, white glue, PVA. I've used some Mod Podge. I've used some glue stick. I've used some gel medium. I've used some of the Helmar 450. Just a little bit of everything. Not one particular type of glue, and I've not sealed or coated the pages in any way. Some of them might have that appearance because I've used, glue over and under, which kind of seals the piece, but the whole pages I have not, and I probably won't. Maybe at the very end, but for now, no. And I can't bring myself to touch the covers because I'm really liking just the way they are. There's just not a lot going on. Maybe I'll find something to, put on it. But I really like that. So that is the update on this guy, and I'm going to need to do an update on my Masse journal because I've added some categories. I think I say that every time, don't I? I've added some categories. Because there may be a category out there in the universe that I don't yet have. And it's funny because I watch a lot of Masse videos, and the number of categories I have, which seems huge to me, is tiny compared to some that y'all are doing. There are some of y'all that have hundreds of categories. You know, like I've got food, and oh no, y'all have fruit and fish and meat and vegetables and strawberries, just strawberries. I love it. And it's, you know, it's just fun to see what other people hoard. Really, it is. It's fun. It's fun to look through other people's junk. I'm sorry. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. That's it. That's all for this update. And stay tuned for more. But for now, y'all take care. The end.